Hi Capricorn, welcome to New Era. My name is Emma. Capricorn, this is your love reading from today on the 3rd of April and just onwards, just for your very near future is what I've asked for your love story. I haven't put an end date to it anymore because I want somebody that will find the message, feel like if it's for them, it really is for them, and not sort of rule it out because there's an end date to it. So I hope that makes sense. But I have started to incorporate the numbers within the reading. I just love numbers. I see numbers everywhere and I use it and I have a lot of fun with it. So it's not particularly the number 3 that I'm after today. It's the frequency. Every number carries a unique frequency, and it's the frequency then, because it's the number 3 today, like as in 3rd of April, I will use the vibration of it. So 3 is all about creativity, joy, fun, laughter, just a good, awesome vibration. So that's like the foundation for your message here. Then let's see what specifically is going on for you, Capricorn, in your love story. If you don't like the shuffle, please fast forward. I also decided to incorporate the shuffling into the reading. What? I mean, how it turns out, like how the shuffling is going. Is it taking forever for the cards to come out? Is one card coming out at first and it takes forever for the 2 second cards to come out, or something like that? Just the time of it for you, or the way that it comes out. I incorporate that also in your love story. Wow, that is an awesome first card, the foundation for your reading. I think it was, let's see, it comes out there. Yeah. Wow. Like a little bonus there. Awesome. Let me just look at these for a brief moment. Okay. That's interesting how that is like on the side. Okay. So the first card out is Ace of Raphael, and Ace is like the highest vibration out of all. Like it could be considered as a number 1. It is a number 1. Like we have like Ace 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is a new beginning. It's a starting over, starting fresh. You really are embarking on a brand new love story journey, is what I feel. Don't ask, the program in the computer reverses the images on the card, and that's how I'm going to keep it in for now, for various reasons. But the Ace also has the highest vibration. Like the Ace is so outdoing. What is going on here with the weather? So crazy. It really is crazy. Yeah, so it is a really high vibration that sort of, it goes over every other. If you look at a card deck, like we have the highest there, which is a king, but the Ace goes over the king, if that makes sense. This is such a fun, loving card. It's such a profound card, profound message here with the green border, which is all about whatever you come from feels done and whole, like wholeheartedly you want to move forward now. It's like whatever you needed to do in order to step into this love story. So if you're single, you're ready for the next chapter of your life in terms of love, and you will have it. You will have the highest possible, like it's the highest possible healing, but it's also like that has led you to a very, very high frequency, not frequency, but very, very high vibration, high energy, which allows for the most beautiful relationship to enter your life. Really beautiful. It's so whole and, oh, it's just beautiful. And also with the dolphins, there's two dolphins just playing in the back there. And dolphins for me is all about like play and fun and always like looking at the lighter things of life and the playfulness of everything. That there's really nothing that is heavy or that you need to feel bogged down over. But the dolphins really bring a lot. And then lately, the dolphins also has described like a different dimension, or even like a new earth, a different earth for me. So it feels a bit outer worldly with the dolphins there, like a different dimension for you that you get to discover this relationship. And on the bottom it says a positive new emotional experience. Yes. Fulfilling romantic relationships, deep and lasting spiritual insights. So it's gorgeous. It's really talking about your romantic relationship. And this is you standing on a rock, like you're almost like you're rock solid. I mean, it is a portrait of Raphael, but I see this as you. And how you're standing here on this rock and just being so stable, so solid, so knowing who you are, I would say, really knowing who you are. And it took you a while to get to this point, but now you're here and you're bringing more joy and fun and laughter into it. And so it's so fitting with the number 3, the vibration of the 3 with the joy and fun there with the dolphins. It's really gorgeous. Yeah. I do wanted to say, if you're in a committed relationship, Capricorn, if you're in a committed relationship, or if you're in separation from somebody, let's do committed first. So I feel like this is going to be a reading more for if you're single, but there is a message for you coming out, like in this first card for committed. And for the committed, I feel like maybe there's been like a bit of a rough path for you lately, a bit of conflict or not agreeing on things. I mean, it could be due to every craziness that has been going on lately in the world, and maybe due to having to stay home and just really try your love for each other, and like whatever situation you've been put in due to this whole thing. I mean, this really tests the limits of what type of creator you are, and if that has tested you, I feel like you're now coming back to each other. You're sort of, instead of maybe arguing with each other or putting like a conflict against each other, like this is me versus you, it's rather you, with the playfulness and the 2 dolphins coming out there, I feel it as more of a, you guys are coming together. So it's more like you as a team against a problem. And that's what you wanted all along, but we need contrast every once in a while to understand what it is that we don't want, so that we can expand into what we do want. So nothing has gone wrong, nothing is bad in that sense, but it's good, and it's good to hear that you're coming back into this more of a teamwork situation rather than arguing with each other back and forth. So it's really coming to a whole. With the green border there, it speaks about healing and how this situation is going to be healed. And you just never can incorporate too much fun in a situation, too much joy for it to like go overboard. If it feels authentic and real, you just never can have too much joy. So I feel like if you just look for the dolphin energy about it, look for the joy about it, then you will be back in no time. Also, what I saw is that Capricorn, you might be dealing with a Taurus. A Taurus is coming through here. Then I want to say Queen of Gabriel. So there's something about children, or something about, there's so many different stories coming through, and I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm just not. So I'm going to pick the ones that I feel is most relevant and most general, like it will fit. Sorry for being a bit like, it is a bit tough when there's so many things coming through at once, because you want to satisfy all of you guys, but it's just going to be such a messy relationship. It's just going to be such a messy deliverance, and you being scattered almost, because there's so many different life stories. And that's why I always try to receive the general reading, like what the most, okay. First and foremost, I just want to say, it's a Queen of Gabriel. I feel like this describes you. Passionate, charming, brilliant, and independent. So there's a really authentic power to you, really authentic strength to you right now, Capricorn. And with this orange border, it really, really fits with the number 3, because the orange border is also about creativity, passion, sexuality. It's the passion in you, the creativity in you, the joy in you, as it is with the number 3. It's almost like we have a number 3 here around as a border. And you're sort of sitting there on your throne, and you have a cat in front of you. The cats, for me, it might literally mean that you have a cat, but mostly for me, the cat stands for just the love you have for yourself, or the love that you're able to have for yourself. Or the connection you have with your cats it could be quite telling, like whether how much you love yourself or how much you sort of need to work on that love for yourself a bit. So, and having that said, there's something about, because it is Gabriel here, and Gabriel to me comes in a lot of the times when they're healing a child situation. And just bear with me here now, because so there's a child situation. So for some of you guys, it's just your inner child. And I feel like that's probably the most general one. It's the inner child, like how you being helped with your inner child, like however you were brought up, whatever you saw, what was your relationship status like in your immediate surrounding, like your parents, the people you saw around you, the adults that you saw around you, how were they towards each other? Were they affectionate? Were they affectionate towards you? What is it that you saw? And a lot of the times we don't see, and if you're a bit older, you're not going to see a very passionate or even friendly, like it's a bit tougher for the older generation to show that. You weren't supposed to show that type of love even for each other. So you might have grown up with parents not really showing that type of love. And here comes Gabriel to say, we've healed the inner child, like the path that you've been on that maybe has had trouble to let in real love, to just sort of attract the type of people that it really is not vulnerable to you, open to you, or that you can be vulnerable with or open to. Maybe you're attracting somebody, but they're taken by somebody else. You're attracting somebody, but worlds keep you apart, or like there's something about attracting love, but not being able to attract it all the way in. This is your person, and they're here to stay for you, and you're in the same city, and you're in the same energy. It's like that is being mended, that is being healed, I feel. Then there's these little stories. There might be just a fair few of you. Fair few sounds like it's a lot. It's just a few of you that has either lost children, that has crossed over to the other side, or has felt the loss of not having those children, if that makes any sense. You might feel a loss. And to somebody else, is like, how can you miss somebody that you never had? Like, how can you? Because it could have been a wish. It could have been a wish that you wanted to have children and you just never could have children, or you thought children was not in your future, or whatever situation, whatever reason this is. And I feel like this could have been a major thing for your relationships as well. Either you've been holding yourself back or not even wanting to meet it. So for instance, if maybe you're I'm just drawn to this expression from what's her face in Sex and the City. I'm not gonna think about what her name is now, but anyway, she uses the words that she's reproductively challenged. She's reproductively challenged. And I feel like some of you guys, and I'm not trying to disrespect anybody, but I am trying to put as much light on it as I can, as much humor on it as I can, because everything is supposed to is the way it's supposed to be. Nothing has gone wrong. It is the way it's supposed to be. It just is. And there could be something about you not even want, so if you're reproductively challenged, like if you feel like you could not have children and therefore not be able to give children to your partner or to your person, it's almost like you've held people apart from you, to not even have to go down that route, to not even have to open that hurtful box because it's too painful, that you're missing that child that you can never have. That is one story. Another story that is coming through is for people being alive, for your own children that maybe have moved away from home, that you feel such a strong connection to, that is still living under the same roof. That is somewhat, I don't know how to describe it, but there's something about it's so fragile, which it isn't, but you experience as if it is fragile, that the children that you have, meeting somebody new or bringing somebody new into your life, or it just feels like you haven't even tried, and if you tried, you probably failed miserably, because you've had this fear that it just can't mess with the children. Like it's and then the emphasis is more on I'm gonna, like, it's almost like you're coming on so strong in the very beginning to say, I just want you to know my kids are my main priority. And it's almost like you scare some people off by, it's not your intention to do so, and it's not your intent, and you might sit and wonder, like, why am I alone, or why can't I seem to get a relationship to work? It's because for the longest time you just didn't want it to work, because you're so protective for a good reason, whatever reason that was. It feels like it was the perfect thing to do for you while you were doing it, to put your kids first, or to put the needs of your children first, which is the needs of you. It was the needs for you, because you would not feel fulfilled, or you would not feel, you could not feel happy in a relationship if that was like taking too much time away from your kids. But now it's a different story. It's something coming through so strong with Gabriel here, that Gabriel has been around all the time. And I do want to add something more to the people. I mean, there could be also somebody that, like I said, there's more stories. So I just do one more, and that is like you who lost a child that went over to the other side, is sort of now your guardian angel coming back, being your guardian angel. And you're not crazy, you're not stupid, you're not making it up. The things you feel around this child coming back, showing you things, giving you things, hinting things, is real. Okay? And it was one other thing. What was that? Yes, you who feel like you maybe couldn't have children, or that you just didn't have them, but there's been a huge loss, or huge, like you've missed it, and I just want you to know, it's not crazy to think that you missed it, because there's the essence of them. It is the essence of them from the other side. It's just that the way that the universe looks at us, or that source looks at us, is that this lifetime and that's also due to this love, like how much thought that has gone into this love, and how much, that you're going to experience now due to you having had these issues with these children, or the loss of them, or they're never having of them, or the need to bring them up in the way that you felt like you needed to bring them up. It is like we're here, and when we take this so seriously, we take this lifetime so seriously, this life on earth, like the most serious, important thing ever. And it is, in the bigger scheme of evolution and of expansion and growth, it's awesome. But in the bigger scheme of things, in the bigger picture of things, from source perspective, from what I understand, is that it's puny. It's like in the grand totality of it all, it's like it's such a short moment in time that we get to live this time where it feels like forever to us, which time space is just an illusion, because there's a never ending of anything. And so I get it that it's like tough, and it has taken a toll on you, and it's been hard and all of that. But Gabriel is now coming in to say, okay, that was that, and you did what you needed to do, and now we're here. And because of it, you're gonna attract now, because you're ready now. Even though you attracted people in the past, you probably couldn't stay on, or it probably was a conflict about, it probably was conflicts. And now I feel like you're ready to step into this gorgeous relationship. I mean, that's the foundation of your reading. Your foundation is the highest energy, it's the ace, and it says it's a positive new emotional experience. It's a new emotional experience. That's the key here. You're gonna feel so different around it this time, because this whole situation about healing your inner child for the general group, and the healing of losing children, the healing of feeling the loss of the children you never had, the healing of letting a bit go of the little humans that we have here on with you still, has now led to like a coming home, feeling a strong, you're like sitting here on this throne, really feeling the love, coming into love. And like on the first card, it says fulfilling romantic relationships. So it's a deep and lasting spiritual insight. You've grown so much due to the situation of your children, no matter what situation you've chosen to be in. And I know you will say, I didn't choose that. I did not choose that. But on a higher plane, you did. And it has helped you tremendously. And what you're now about to experience make so much sense to you. Why all of it happened the way it happened. And just to know, for you guys who have lost somebody that crossed over to the other side, you're going to see them again and again and again and again. But for this lifetime, it was for the highest good for them, and it was for the highest good for you to then part ways in the way that you did. It was for the highest good for you, who never even brought in the physical form, but the eternalness of them is always there. You can connect with them now, and if you can't, you can practice that. So, and then the inner child is being healed. So there's nothing more, sort of, you don't have to be afraid, you don't have to protect, because you don't have to protect your inner child now. You don't have to project that to the outer world, to then protect your children, or protect the child that you lost, or protect the child that, or the dream of the child that never came in. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So it doesn't step on anybody's toes. But once your inner is healed, there's no need for projection anymore to heal anything in the outer space. I hope this makes sense. Or I'm just a bitch right now. Then comes the Magician. So this is the material that you've grown into. This is the type of love that we're looking at now. The Magician card. The Magician card is like, speaks about how you're able to create what the freak you want. Just trying to put emphasis on the words so that you feel the energy. It's the number 1. So it's all about new beginnings, brand new start, that we had here with the ace as well. And on the bottom it says, you can manifest the life you want. What you need will magically appear, successful beginnings. So we're starting a new life, a brand new life. We're starting over. We're starting again. And this is you like holding the energy system of the rainbow, which is the energy system of you. It's like your whole chakra system. It's telling that you're in alignment with it, that you practiced for a long time and you're really getting in alignment with it, which means that you're in alignment with this gorgeous new love story. It will be so different for you. It will be so different for you. And then we had like a little side card that popped out. It's 7 of Michael. And 7 for me is like on the 7th day he rested. We have created the world in 6 days, and on the 7th day he rested. So there's you've had this major creation in terms of your love story. You've done something that has led up to this place, and now it's a done deal. Now it's like you don't have to do anything more. We healed the inner child. We're looking at your life in a completely different way now. And there's nothing more to do but to sort of rest within yourself and to say, I'm proud of you, like to yourself, because you did it, like you've come so far. And then on the 7th day he rested. But then there's like now because you're so, I don't want to show you the image yet, because you're so used to the protectiveness of yourself, and therefore the protectiveness of your child or children, even either here or in heaven. The life story that you've had up until this point, I feel like there's been a lot of defensiveness, like you had. And that could be outside of the children, or outside of your child's story, or like go outside of that. There's a lot of defensiveness here. I feel like you feel like you've needed to defend yourself. Why did you choose that? Why did you, like, people for some reason haven't, and whether that is to your love story or just outside of the love story, that could be both. Like, that is a weird choice, or that why do you do that? Why do you I can't think of anything to say like an analogy for it, but like there's a feeling of defensiveness. Well, I choose to do this because if you knew the whole story, you wouldn't be so judgmental of it. And it's like you just don't want to bother to tell the whole story over and over again, and you shouldn't, you know. But that's what it feels like. You come from such a long time of defensiveness and this protection over the children's story, whatever story you were a part of, including as the stories that I didn't even say, and that is over. You're a freaking magician. You mastered your life, and we healed the inner child. You're ace of freaking Raphael. Like you're top notch of healing, if you can say that. You come so far. You've come full circle within yourself, but still, like, yet it's almost like just saying you lived in a house. You lived in a house for your entire... That's a bad analogy, but I'm going to use it because I can't find any other. So the analogy is you lived in a house for your entire life. Your entire life you lived in your house. And all of a sudden, let's just pretend now, because it could go either way here depending on like what you prefer. Individually what you prefer. And let's say the next step now is to go live in an apartment, and the apartment is gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It has everything one wants, but it is an apartment, so it's something different from a house. It's so you're like, I was done with the house. I wasn't going to live in the house anymore. It's perfect for me to move to this apartment. It's not just doing justice for the energy that I feel and for the metaphor that I would want to use here. It's just telling of, okay, I'm going to show you this now. With all of that said, it's like you did it. You're at a crossroads now, and you've opened the veil. The veil has been lifted. You've come full circle. The inner child is healed. And there's a brand new love story. I would even want to say a brand new life that is waiting for you here. But you're so freaking used to living in your house that even though it would be easier for you to go live in an apartment, you don't have to mow the lawn anymore. You don't have to fix anything that's broken yourself. You can just call somebody in because it's not a house, it's an apartment. You can, it sort of makes a bit sense now even. Anyway, but still you're like, I know the apartment story is better for me. I know it will give me some peace. It will give me rest. It will give me help and support. And it's way lower rent. It's, you know, but I always lived in a house. So I'm just going to try to live here for a bit longer. And then Michael is like coming in and said, just, I feel like you're being blocked almost right now. There's somebody there even. So if you're trying to stay where you're at right now, which means if you're trying to still not go seek out this relationship, or if you're still single, or if you're in a relationship that is so the old story of you, so the old version of you, I feel like you're almost being pushed into the new. And Michael really is there to sort of block this way now. So it might look a bit like it's being destruction happening in your life because this needs to crumble and fall now, and let's move into this gorgeous new life path. This gorgeous new life path that is being shown to you into this brilliant new love story. Okay guys, I'm going to end there, and I'm going to continue to pull cards in the extended. So if this resonates with you whatsoever, then the extended probably will resonate with you as well. If you feel like this was perfect, this is all I needed, or it didn't resonate with you, then thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you back in a week. Take care guys. Bye.